The admiral's gaze pierces murky fog. The handler's dossier exposes Kamura's wrought monstrosities not born, but crafted asterisk. Master Atsushi's blade hisses against whetstone, honed for what awaits beyond the horizon's veil. Hinoa and Minoto do not hunt corruption. They purify Their bloodline, a guild-made fever, burns through generations. Every purged beast is a mirror its plague their inheritance. Their blood hisses against hums with a whetstone inheritance silent contagion, a relic of the guild's failed experiment. Generations bear the stain, a lineage cursed to hunt what they inherently become. Each purification is a paradox, they slay what they share. The bond between them is no accident, it is the last restraint on a plague that gnaws at their very souls. How many more corrupted beasts must they burn before the infection turns inward? The rampage's end hinges on their silence, their suffering, a debt paid in ash. What wakes when their final echo fades? The first hunt was not a choice. The guild's blessing came as a blade between the ribs. Hinoa and Minoto stepped into the mist, their twin shadows stretching like cracks in glass. The corrupted did not flee, they hungered. Did the monsters recognize the blood that bound them? The twins moved in unison, not to slay but to soothe. A ritual taught in whispers passed through silent lineages. The guild ranked their success, never their cost. Each purification etched the curse deeper. A plague with no name, no cure, only purpose, to weaponize the wound. Generations before, the guild's alchemists sought a hunter that could become the hunt. The Kamura line was their answer, a symbiosis of shadow and steel. The twins' bond was not fate, it was design. Every purified beast reinforced the guild's control. Every scar a ledger entry, the girls did not question. To hesitate was to invite the alternative. The monsters they saved would one day turn. The monsters they became would always return. The first hunt was a beginning. But the curse is no novice. It had waited in the bones of their ancestors, in the ink of forgotten treaties. In the breath of those who whispered progress as they pricked a child's palm. The guild regulates, the guild ranks, but it does not atone. The twins' bloodline is a ledger of failures, each generation a new column. The question is not if the cycle breaks, it is who will bear the next weight. The first hunt was not a choice. The guild's blessing came as a blade between the ribs. Hinoa and Minoto stepped into the mist, their twin shadows stretching like cracks in glass. The corrupted did not flee, they hungered. Did the monsters recognize the blood that bound them? The twins moved in unison, not to slay but to soothe. A ritual taught in whispers passed through silent lineages. The guild ranked their success, never their cost. Each purification etched the curse deeper. A plague with no name, no cure, only purpose, to weaponize the wound. Generations before, the guild's alchemists sought a hunter that could become the hunt. The Kamura line was their answer, a symbiosis of shadow and steel. The twins' bond was not fate, it was design. Every purified beast reinforced the guild's control. Every scar a ledger entry, the girls did not question. To hesitate was to invite the alternative. The monsters they saved would one day turn. The monsters they became would always return. The first hunt was a beginning. But the curse is no novice. It had waited in the bones of their ancestors, in the ink of forgotten treaties. In the breath of those who whispered progress as they pricked a child's palm. The guild regulates, the guild ranks, but it does not atone. The twins' bloodline is a ledger of failures, each generation a new column. The question is not if the cycle breaks. It is who will bear the next weight. 324 words. The equal dragon weapon was meant to shatter elders. Instead, it fractured time. A guild vault, buried under 7 seals, now bleeds into the Kamura name. Hinoa's blade does not cut, it hums. Minoto's shadow does not move, it hungers. Their blood is a ledger of the guild's guilt. The twins do not choose to fight. They are chosen, each hunt a ritual, each monster a mirror. The curse does not corrupt them, it completes them. A child of their line was the first to speak to the blight, not with words, with hunger. The guild called it a flaw, a deviation, a problem to contain. They did not burn the village, they walled it, stones etched with sigils that still weep. The twins' ancestors did not resist, they adapted. The monsters do not fear them. They answer, a bond not of dominance, of kinship. The same rot in their veins flows in those things. What is a plague but a forgotten language? The Kamuras do not purge the blight, they translate it. Their magic is not power. It is punctuation in a sentence the world cannot yet read. The guild's failure was not the weapon. It was the assumption that fire could unmake what fire made. The equal dragon did not die. It became an heirloom, Hinoa's strikes. Minoto's shadows, they are not hunters, they are hosts. The monsters they purify do not perish, they shift. The curse is not a death sentence. It is a dialogue. The choice is not theirs to break the cycle, only to bear it, to carve their names not in victory or defeat, but in the space between. Where the guild's shadow and the blight's hunger meet, the next weight is not a burden, it is an echo, a debt paid in a tongue older than the guild. Older than the elders, older than the need to forget. The twins do not ask why they were marked, they know. The question is how many more must bleed before the ledger is full, before the final entry is written in light. The forest breathes, iron clings to their tongues not spilled, but drawn. Their veins burn like roots gnawing through stone, a sickness older than Shrade's fall. The guild's alchemical ledger whispers in the rot. Every monster they purify is a mirror, their curse escaped. A roar fractures the silence. Hinoa's hand glows, Minoto's shadows writhe. They do not heal, they contain asterisk. The plague was never meant to end. It was meant to spread asterisk. And the earth, hungry and ancient, remembers every name the guild erased. The guild's plague did not wither, it nested. In blood, in bone, in the silent screams of Shrade's fallen. Hinoa and Minoto move as both cure and carrier, their gifts a festering heirloom. The frenzy virus, that beastly Roteet's twin sister, slept in their cradle. Generations bled to still the debt. Kingdoms crumbled, the equal dragon's blade carved no justice, only a deeper wound. How many Kamuras perished mid-ritual, their purges turning inward? How many twins walked backward into the sea, their tides stained gold with guilt? The Shrade dust still whispers. Each monster they spare, each corruption they bind, is a mirror. A confession, their lineage is no hero's hymnet, is a ledger of unpaid vows. The earth does not forgive. It files away every name, every failed atonement. And when the final Kamura breathes, the plague will not end, it will only pass the torch. To whom the question hangs unanswered, the guild's shadow has no face. Only children. The Kamura twins walk a path no map can chart. Their blood hums with a pathogen older than the guild's oldest ledger, not a mutation, not a fluke, a design. The guild sought to weaponize Elder Dragon DNAth Bestiary's final unknown, binding it to human hosts. Hinoa and Minoto's ancestors were the first test subjects. The pathogen did not take. It fused, their lineage became a living chimera, half human, half eldritch. The guild called it a failure. The Kamuras called it a burden. For generations the infected slept, the curse dormant beneath skin and bone, until the corruption awoke. The twins' veins pulse with a dual code: human resilience, dragon hunger. They do not hunt monsters, they unmake them. A blade kissed by their blood purges corruption, a touch transmits it. The guild, fearing the very thing they engineered, tried to quarantine the line. They burned records, they silenced families, they forgot the plague could not be buried. Elder dragons, the apex of untamed evolution, became the guild's obsession. The twins' biology mirrors this apex. Their purifications are not acts of piety, they are containment. Every corrupted beast they slay is a mirror, a warning. The pathogen in their blood is the same that festers in the monster's cores. To cleanse others is to delay the day their own flesh twists. The guild's shadow still watches, still waits. They know the twins are not the end of the line. The curse passes not through choice but inheritance. A child born to Hinoa's blood will inherit the same duality, the same duty, the same war. The Kamuras do not ask why they were made, they ask how long until the guild tries again, how long until the next experiment, the next plague, the next children. The plague will not end, it will only pass the torch. To whom the question hangs unanswered, the guild's shadow has no face, only children. The children grow old, Hinoa now ranks among Astra's elite. Minoto tends the quiet war scars. Their blades cleave corruption, their rituals burn it clean. Each victory masks a deeper rot. The guild files no reports on Kamura births, no records of stillborns or vanished infants, only the twins' unceasing labor. They hunt what they cannot name, a blight in their veins, a hunger in their sight. The monsters they purge bear echoes of their own shadow. The guild watches. It always has, ranks are adjusted, research is redirected. No hunter asks why Kamura blood never taints the soil. Minoto's maps chart forbidden lands. Hinoa's purifications grow desperate. The plague does not sleep, it adapts, it waits. The guild's silence is a covenant. The twins' duty is its witness. What blooms in the next generation? The question curdles. The answer festers. The twins stand at the threshold. Their bond glows a serpentine thread of violet and ash, coiled between Hinoa's outstretched palm and Minoto's shadowed blade. The admiral watches, jaw tight. Elder Fujin turns his face. The guild's experiments did not end with the first scream. They nested, they bred. The Kamura bloodline is a wound that never clots. Their hands move in tandem, purging corruption from a behemoth's rotting hide. The same plague that gnaws the monster festers in their veins. A purifier and her mirror, each a vessel, each a tomb. The glow deepens, the thread between them pulses, a second heartbeat. To the untrained eye it is beauty, light carving sinew, fire tending to fire. To those who know, it is a clock, a countdown. The rampage's end was no victory. It was a stitch in a tearing fabric. The twins' bond, that luminous tether, is the guild's final cipher. A failed serum, injected into a mother's womb generations past. Not to save, but to study. How long can a curse be worn like a crown? How many lives must burn to refine the poison? The commander shifts. His armor reflects the twins' glow, warping it. Master Atsushi murmurs a prayer. The air thickens with the scent of charred iron and jasmine, a paradox, the plague's breath. Hinoa's hair shimmers, streaked with the same violet as her curse. Minoto's scars itch, they have always itched. What does it mean to carry a disease that defines you? To hunt what you are, one slaughter at a time. The guild's silence is not absolution, it is a ledger. The twins are its latest entry. And behind them, unseen, another child is born. Their pulse thrums, the thread waits. The hunt ends, the ledger turns. Another name is carved into the bone. Hinoa's blade cleaves rot from root. Minoto's chant binds the howl to soil. They do not ask why the blight clings. They have never known a season without hunger in their veins. The guild's shadow falls where the twins dawn not to save, but to stall. A plague born in alchemy, brewed in the wake of Shrade's ash. Fatalis' wrath was a storm. This is the mold that grew in its wake. No confession, no cure, only the slow unraveling of a thread tied to their first breath. Children are born with eyes like smoldering coals. Grandparents whisper of harvests that wither overnight. The land does not forgive, it feeds, it remembers. Each purged beast is a mirror. Each twin a shaman, a patient zero. The corruption is not their gift, it is their gravity. They walk the line between hunter and host, between savior and sickness. The wilderness watches, waits, a roar fractures the silence. Distant, familiar, the thread tightens. Another child is born, their pulse thrums, the ledger waits. Beneath Kamura's stone, the guild's labs hum. Flickering gaslight reveals vials of blackened serum, each a thread in the ledger's weave. The twins' breath carries iron, their shadows twist like infected roots. Every purification ritual they perform is a delayed confession. The Forbidden Lands expedition unearthed Wyveria's bones, but what else? How many bloodlines choke on silent plagues?